What's up everyone? Today this is GK Muckler. Today we're going to do another discussion video. In the background we're going to have some footage of some classic WoW footage from the demo. It's just going to rolling there for you guys' entertainment. Today's discussion video is going to be about loot trading and why it's going to be bad for vanilla. Blizzard came out and said that they want loot trading in the game for classic because they don't want to have to deal with 1,000 tickets each day of mislooted items. But today we're gonna go in depth about what's good about loot trading and what's bad about loot trading. Alright, so yeah, let's get started. Let's roll into it. Personally, I think loot trading is gonna be really bad for classic. I get the standpoint that Blizzard are coming from, that they don't want to deal with 1,000 loot tickets every day because someone mislooted an item off Onyxia or whatever. But it's also gonna be very, very harmful for the game, and here's some of the reasons why. Loot trading can be misused or abused in several different ways, and it's just gonna make an experience a lot easier for some who abuse it, and just average worse for people who don't abuse it. So one of the reasons loot trading is gonna be really bad is that you're gonna have, in a lot of dungeons, you're just gonna have everyone just literally need on every single item, because then they can like sell it to the other players in the group, and technically this is called ninjaing. But on big servers, like on Northdale for example, and like if the classic servers are gonna be big, a lot of people aren't gonna like pay attention much to who's a ninja. Like, I mean, how many times have you seen in world chat someone going like, hey, this guy's a ninja, you know, he stole this item off this boss, and sure, you may go like, oh, but that guy's like a douche, but you know, come next day you're not gonna remember his name, you're not gonna remember who it is, because there's like 5,000 people on the server. So it doesn't matter if you do it. So that's gonna be a big problem. People are just gonna sell the items back to whoever like originally needed the item. There's also gonna be a fact that, like, say you're doing a dungeon with your mate, right? You're doing what the fuck, Stratholme. And an item drops that your mate really needs, and you could also technically need on it. So you're just gonna equip like a garbage pair of bracers, and need on the bracers that he really needs for his gear, and you can need on it too and give it to your friend, and you're just gonna equip the shitty bracers and say like, oh well, I need it too, right? Because no one checked. And then you can give it to your mate, and it's just gonna be unfair because suddenly there's two needing on an item just because one guy needs it and the other guys in the group might not be able to get it even though they also need it. There's also gonna be the problem with pugs. Like, imagine a molten core pug, right? You know, you stroll in there with 39 random people, you here to get some loot, you know, it's just like everyone rolled on the items they need. It's nothing special, just a regular pug from, you know, back in the day. But suddenly, like, this one guy, he comes in there, you know, he's maybe bought some gold online, or, you know, he's grinded out gold till his eyes bled out, and he's just gonna, a good weapon's gonna drop, or a bracers, or whatever the fuck. And he's gonna sit there like, oh fuck, I didn't win the roll. But thank God I got 20,000 gold. I'm just gonna whisper to the guy who won and be like, hey man, can I buy those bracers off you? I'll give you 2,000 gold. And the other guy's gonna be like, sure man. I mean, 2,000 gold's a lot of money back in Classic WoW. So I'd understand that he sold it, because the amount of time it would take for him to grind out 2,000 gold might be insanely high. And the other guy just like bought it online or something, and suddenly this guy, in, you know, in the span of a single molten core, he can get like so much loot. You know, it suddenly doesn't matter about having to grind out gear, because you can just buy gear from all the other people in the puck who needs it. And there's also the factor of high-end guilds. High-end guilds can, like, imagine like a high tier guild, alright? Just like, you know, the creme de la creme guilds, you know, the big top dogs, you know, clearing black one layer like 40 minutes and shit. Every single week they're gonna take a few of their players and make them go into the same puck, and they're just gonna feed them insane amounts of gold so that they can buy all the items off people in that puck, so they can get super geared. And they're gonna do this every single week to make sure that their guild is like completely biz-geared within just a matter of a month of molten core, because they can buy every single item. And suddenly there's going to be a huge spike in gear changes between decent people and people who just like abuse this loot trading method, and I think it's going to be really harmful for the game. I get the fact that Blizzard doesn't want to have to deal with the loot tickets, but I think a much better idea would just be for Blizzard to just go out and say, don't don't miss loot. If you miss loot, you're fucked up, and it's your problem. We're not gonna handle loot tickets. We're not gonna let you say, alright, we accidentally looted Viscog to a hunter. Please help us, Blizzard. They just go like, no, it's not a problem. Don't do mislooting. And then, you know, just scrap loot trading from the games, because I think it's gonna be really harmful, and I think it's gonna ruin a lot of the feeling Classic WoW is gonna have for a lot of us. And I think gold's gonna have a much bigger impact on the game than it did back then, and than it does on private servers. And I really don't want that to happen. So I really hope you're listening here, Blizzard. And you know, if you guys agree with me, or if you disagree with me, and if you think I said something that's not right, or if you think I left something out, please be sure to hit me down in the comments. We can have a discussion there about what you guys think. And I think that's it. I encourage every one of you to follow me on Twitch. Link will be up here somewhere. Yeah, and subscribe to me on YouTube. It really helped me out a lot. So yeah, that's it for me. GK Mokla signing out. You know, stay classic, boys.